Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 1 of Marine King Prime versus Dong Rei Gu. This is a TVZ matchup, of course, held out on Shakura's Plateau from the MLG Winter Championship 2012 Finals. And the way that this is formatted is quite interesting. MKP and MVPDRG, of course, that's Dong Rei Gu, who's part of Team MVP. Formerly, he was part of a merger of Complexities at MVP, which was Cole MVP. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, the way that this is formatted is quite interesting. It's a best-of-9 series, but 3 games have been played, because Marine King and Dong Rei Gu already met in Marine King as the red Terran at the bottom left, by the way, and Dong Rei Gu as the blue Zerg at the bottom right. But they already met in the Winners Bracket Finals in a best-of-3, and Marine King won that 2-1. And so the way that MLG works it is that it's an extended series now, a best-of-9, but carrying over the results from the original meeting. If 2 players have met already, it's an extended series. So Marine King's leading right now 2-1, even though this is Game 1 of this Finals. So pretty much, Marine King has to win 3 games, Dong Rei Gu has to win 4, so he has a little bit more of his work cut out for him. There is a close-by air spawn here now. Pretty interesting if you're up against a Zerg player as a Terran. And Marine King has not opted for his supply depot yet. Actually, he has, but right here near his gas, so he's not going to be walling, and Dong Rei Gu is going to see this. 2 extremely high-level Korean players, and I have to say, I would argue that they almost have a rivalry of sorts, because I've seen they've met at a number of high-level matches. I'm not going to ruin it for you. Please check out MLG Spring and Ring 01 right now if you haven't already. But they've met in the finals of that. I'm not going to tell you who won, because I intend on casting it down the road. But they met in the finals of that MLG. They're meeting in the finals of this MLG Winter Championship, which is even bigger than an arena. And I've seen their name a couple more times. Not sure exactly where, but I've just seen MKP versus DRG a number of times, and it's interesting. TVZ is a pretty heated matchup in general, and to have these 2 high-level Korean players, DRG, I believe, won 2 GSLs. Codas, I do not remember off the top of my head. I'm sure, I know he's been very successful in them. Not sure exactly to which degree, and Marine King has come second in 1, so that's pretty big to have 2 players like this. Marine King is extremely well achieved in foreign events. He's always a big name. When I watched IPL 4, he was a huge favorite to win, even though it ended up being Fnatic Alive and StarTale Squirtle. I hope you guys enjoyed that series. I just brought you on that. So both players have opted for their respective expands, and some nice overlord spreads here from Dong Rei Gu. He's just got his spawning pool up and is making a number of Zerglings. Actually, no, just a handful. The eggs were misleading there, and so we do have the orbital now from Marine King. He's got a barracks with the reactor and now a factory, so we could be seeing reactor Hellions. To which degree has he scouted his opponent's base? No, has not even seen that. He hasn't even scouted at all, so that could be a bit of a mistake. Has no idea what Dong Rei Gu is up to. His opponent could be going for early Zergling pressure, and he could potentially lose this expansion. But nonetheless, that's a little bit of a mistake, but I guess Marine King is ready to commit to his potential Reactor Hellion strategy. He does have this barracks building it now, and another supply depot here, so he hasn't opted to wall, instead going for the fast expand with no bunker, and even just 2 Zerglings should be able to do a little bit of damage. If Dong Rei Gu can control them well, kill off this Marine, and then work it that way. Let's see how he can do it. Now, Marine King getting some good stutter micro. So Dong Rei Gu is just going to be forced back by 1 Marine, but he has now seen the full of the expansion. Did he already see it? Yeah, he already knew it was there, I believe, before the wings, possibly with his overlord. I'm not sure. I checked his vision like a few seconds ago, accidentally, because I meant to check Marine King's to see if he'd scouted, and then I don't remember. It matters little, because now Dong Rei Gu knows for a fact. So there are these Reactor Hellions now on the way from Marine King. His micro of these could be pretty important. Let's see how much Dong Rei Gu sees. No, he didn't even see any of the add-ons, so he's unaware of the presence of Reactor Hellions, but does have 1 Spine Crawler on the way. If that can finish in time, should not be a problem for Dong Rei Gu to handle, which puts him in pretty good position, because Hellions are a little bit of an investment. You have to build the reactor and then force it off. You have to build the reactor and then force potential siege tank production to never exist in the first place. So we do have 3 queens here from Dong Rei Gu just parked at the ramp. not able to get any hits off, but now the Spine Crawler is just going to bury itself more forward. So there are just 4 Hellions rendered useless now. Let's see if Marine King's going to transition out of this. Yes, he was just rotating his barracks and factory. Pretty intelligent of him. Now he can opt for siege tanks and mass marine, but he is going for a fast third, and I don't think that's the brightest idea for Marine King. It's not the greatest decision, because even though he does have his opponent somewhat bottled up, Dong Regu is now opting for roaches, and I was playing a 3v3 with friends, and my friend Hesperide, I was playing a 3v3 with him and another friend. He had a bunch of Hellions, and we knew one of our opponents was going roaches, and I was just making the analogy that one roach would kill his whole Hellion force, because they're just so very, very good against these light mechanical units. So these Hellions just going to be parked out here in a relatively nice spread. But now that MKP is opting for that third, he does not have very many production facilities, only now getting a siege tech with siege tanks. 25 population behind his opponent, getting a second Rax. So I don't think he's going to be able to do very much to Dong Regu. If he can pick off the Spine Crawler, that would be a start, forcing the Creep Tumors back. But now the Spine Crawler is just going to force him back equally. So Metabolic Boost soon finishing for our Zerg player, and he now has just a number of roaches. Only 7 Marines, only 7 Marines and 1 siege tank on the field now for MKP, and he does have his 2 engineering bays up with weapons and armor level 1. But I don't think he actually has enough of a main force to hold this off. Streaming Marines out of his barracks, he's building a tech lab on his second barracks to try to get that Marauder tech. I do not know if Dong Regu is scouted the third. No, he's not. But I don't think that's really going to matter if he can just take out Marine King head on right here. If Marine King can somehow hold with insane control, then this game will have suddenly swung a little bit in his favor, but I don't think he's going to be able to do so. These Banelings now running in, soaking up fire, and they're going to roast some Marines and Hellions. There we go. Bunch of Hellions dying there, so we should have a GG soon from Marine King, because Dong Regu has just forced him back into his base. I don't think it was the brightest idea for him to invest in that many expansions. There's SCVs running off the line, and SCVs versus Roaches is not a great matchup. There's a Baneling blowing up, picking off a couple of SCVs, and this should force the GG here from our Red Terran player. He does have 1 siege tank out, and maybe try to hold this miraculously, but I doubt that's going to be enough for him. The last Baneling has fallen, but the Roaches is probably going to head out and 2-hit the tank. No, it's going to be some Speedwings now. And there goes the tank. And there goes the GG equally. So see you guys next game. Hope you enjoyed game number 1. And this series promises to be pretty exciting. See you then, guys. 77SC out.